Good evening. We won't be waiting for a presentation on the board from me. Mine pretty much comes from a page of notes, so Jim, we'll make up a few minutes here, no problem. My wife and I, Kathy, moved to the Shadow Hills 2009. I've been a desert guy since about 74, so I'm relatively familiar with the area. I'd be remiss, and he's not in here right now, but as you pass around the community and you see Al and his team, Mario and the chef, I think they did a really nice job tonight with their setup and the presentation. So coming a little bit from that background, it means an absolute ton to that team to hear they've done something well. As you all know, it's easy to tear something apart, but to build it up really enhances the effort going forward. So anything you can do on that end would be appreciated. We have 3 members on our committee. Jürgen Gross, he's been with me. I've been with him. He drags me along for 3 years. He's retired from the private country club sector in the Coachella Valley in Indian Wells. Trained as a chef, and he has just a super strong financial background in country clubs. He's also an avid golfer, and as well as sitting on the GAC, the Golf Advisory Committee. Bert Sachs is also on our committee. He's been with us for 2 years. Retired pharmacy business owner and operator. Retired in 2011. Bert has lived here since 2006. Then when he was full-time retired, he's picked up golf. And something that's kind of interesting to know about Bert, I think, is that he's the second pharmacist to be licensed to administer flu shots in California. I think that's pretty cool, you know? The second one in California. So I just think that's cool. He brings a little different perspective to the committee. It's a little unique in that he hasn't worked in the food and beverage industry. So he has a little fresher look for us. Rick Storr came aboard earlier this year, retired after 35 years as an executive in consumer sales and marketing. He's also a past president of Mendakota Country Club in St. Paul, Minnesota. He's also served on other boards and country clubs, so he's real familiar with the club scene, you might say. I think there's a little blurb in your packet about me. Doesn't mention anything about meeting Jeff in 1974 in Orange County, but he wouldn't turn around and talk to me as I was sitting in the back seat. So we have history. It's amazing that the how we report to the board, and we're at the mercy wasn't the word, was it? Pleasure of the board. Very similar to what Bill over here talked about, so I won't spend my time telling you about our charter. What you need to know is our focus. We've had Troon here since July 1st, taking over. Not a great operation, let's face it. They've been here a little over 3 months. We see improvement every day. Doesn't mean they don't make mistakes. Our focus as a committee, we're really looking at service first, quality of the food, and when we talk about quality of food, we don't talk about getting prime beef. Don't talk about getting select, we talk about getting choice. So when we talk about quality of food, if you go to most of the restaurants in the desert, pretty much the same trucks pull up to the back door of every one of them. It's what you do with it when it gets in your back door that makes it important. And I took a nice little tour of the kitchen yesterday with Roland, the general manager, and they've made changes that are positive. Next, we kind of look at reasonable pricing. We don't particularly subscribe to the $14, $15 hamburger, nor would you, I'm hoping. And we also have a mindful eye on the bottom line. Maybe too mindful sometimes that it tightens the grip on the operators, but we do have a mindful eye on that. With the reputation that Troon has, they come to us with a background of success in golf and food and beverage operations. So with that, I'm done.